So how is Miss Bunny here doing? Yeah, I just really did not think that she had been nursing them. I went ahead and shelved them. So how is Miss Bunny here doing? She ended up having 8 babies. One of them did not make it, but I'm not sure. Weren't quite right. Might have had some complications or something. But the other 7 are doing good. She has raised 7 before with very good success. So we got them all in this nest box with their little cotton balls and everything. And they're all nice and cozied in there. It is really hot, so I don't know. Maybe that's why she didn't pull fur, but yeah, still hasn't pulled any fur really. I mean, there's a few tufts underneath the cage, but not as much as she should have typically. But like I said, it is hot, so maybe that's why. I don't know. But they're all tucked in there. They're still squirming and happy. I can't really tell for sure if she fed them or not. They don't look emaciated, but they also don't have big round bellies. So it's hard to say. I will check them again tonight and see how they're looking. Hopefully she's going in and feeding them, but I don't know what her deal is, why she's having them on the wires like this, unless maybe she just doesn't like a box and she preferred to just build her own nest in a corner somewhere. Which, I mean, I guess in a sense that's a little bit more natural. In the wild, they would just dig a hole in the grass somewhere and that's where they'd have their babies. Problem is the grass falls through the holes here, so that makes it kind of tricky to build a nest in the cages because it all just falls through. So I don't know, but hopefully she mothers good like she did the first time now that they're in a box. So we'll keep an eye on her. I gotta tell you guys, Miss Bunny is about to earn her place in the freezer. She is not doing so well mothering this time around. You see I have this bucket here. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, so Miss Bunny here. I've already explained how she did not build a nest, had her babies on the wire, etc., etc. Okay, so it looked as though I really couldn't tell if she was feeding them or not, and it seems like she just really did not like the nest box. The first time she had her babies, we just gave her a cardboard box because that's all we had on hand because we didn't know she was pregnant. And she did great, you know, once we put them in the box because she had them on the wire that time. But this box, I don't know, I guess didn't like it. And I was asking in some rabbit groups on Facebook, and they were saying, you know, some moms just don't like the box with a top on it. So I'm like, okay, well, I suppose it is a bit more natural for her to just build a nest on the floor. That's what they do in the wild, just build a nest on the ground. So I packed some hay and some straw into her cage, made a little nest in it, made sure there was some plywood underneath so they didn't fall through if they burrowed down to the bottom. See if she'd like that better and if she would take care of them. No, it didn't really look. I couldn't be certain, but I didn't think she was feeding them. And the fact that they just kept crawling out of the nest, I think looking for her to eat, and then they would fall down through the cage floor again. So I was having to come out here and check multiple times a day, make sure they're not falling out of the nest. And at one point, yeah, I just really did not think that she had been nursing them. And I tried to get her over the nest, hold her over the nest so that she could nurse them, and she would just freak out. So I finally just flipped her on her back. When you flip them on their back, their body is flooded with endorphins and they just relax. So I flipped her on her back, just covered her eyes to keep her calm, and then was like putting babies on her belly so they can nurse. Problem is, baby rabbits' instinct is to flip upside down to nurse. So they were like all sorts of confused nursing face down, and they would latch on, but they were like squirming like crazy. So it was really after about 5 minutes of trying to juggle all these babies on her, she finally flipped over and then nursed them. So I was like, yes, that little bit of nursing was able to get the hormones going and she's good to go. So today it's really hot. It was like 99 today. Heat index of 110. And these guys are in shade all day long. So thankfully that helps keep it cooler over here. But rabbits do not really like heat. And so I was checking on them today, just counting, making sure they were all in the nest because some of them had wandered a bit again. And I found one that really looked dehydrated, looked like it hadn't eaten and needed help. So I grabbed it and stuck it under her so it could nurse, and it stretched out and died. Like, it was just too far gone. It was too hot out. It had dehydrated. It didn't get enough milk. So I went ahead and shelved them, which is a term used when you just bring the babies inside for the day, whether because it's too hot out, because it's too cold out, whatever the reason, you bring them inside during the day and then bring them out so she can care for them through the night. So that's what I'm doing now. And it's cooled down significantly now. It's probably below 90 at this point. So I'm going to put these babies back in here and hope she nurses them. We're down to 6 now. There was 8. Now we're at 6. And hopefully she gets these 6 through to weaning. All right. Hey, bunny, I got your babies. I got your babies here. Look. Look. There's your baby. See your baby? They're right back in your nest where you had them. They look hungry. You gonna feed them? They're a little chilly too. Maybe the bathroom isn't too cold. I put them in my bathtub because that's the warmest room in the house. There you go. Here's your babies. You go take care of them? Right now she's just chilling in the corner. We'll see if she goes and takes care of them. I don't have words for this rabbit. She had another one die last night. Dehydration, most likely. And then this morning, and one of them just up and disappeared. I don't know what happened to that one. So she's down to 4, which is half of what she started with. And this morning, there's fur in the nest. She finally pulled fur. Maybe she's finally decided to be a mom. I don't know. You're crazy, rabbit. So these 2 ducks over here, the one with the orange bill started nesting over here in the corner where they always do. I'm trying to clean up in here so the door's open and all the goats are taking advantage. That's all 4 of them. Anyways, maybe they'll eat some of the honeysuckles. But anyways, when we got back from Texas, this orange-billed little duck started sitting on eggs, and I gave her some extra because she only had a few. So she started with 11 eggs under there that she was sitting on, and after a week or so, the dark-billed mama duck decided to join her because she just really enjoys co-parenting apparently. And so they've been sitting very faithfully, taking great care of their eggs. Problem is, I still have egg eating chicken, and I think egg eating chicken taught all of her other friends how to eat eggs as well. So, yeah. They are down to 1 chicken egg. Yesterday, day before, there was 2 duck eggs left, but they were both rotten, so I think they probably exploded or got eaten. I don't know. But then they have 1 chicken egg under there that they're both sitting on. I'm not sure about it, but it's probably not so hot either. I mean, actually, truth be told, it probably got too hot because it was so hot here that first week or 2 after we got back from Texas. But yeah, it's a crying shame. They would have been due to hatch next week if they didn't all get eaten. Hi, Magnolia. Seriously though, I need to get rid of those chickens that are causing problems, but the problem is I don't know which chickens it is, so bless you. We just need to start over, I guess, apparently, which is the plan, to start over with breasts, but it's a process. So until I have breasts that are, well, till I have breasts, until they're old enough to start laying, if I get rid of all these now, then I won't have any eggs. So it's a waiting game, but that is the plan. I should be getting some breast eggs here soon, and then from there we can hatch them and raise them and then get rid of these ornery egg-eating boogers. Charlotte here also, oh, she's gonna go around the corner. Charlotte also tried to start sitting on some eggs again, as she does every year. Problem is, again, as it is every year, she wanted to do so out in the yard, in the goat yard, in the tall grass. But we've had lots of coons around lately. The this tub here that we put the chicken food in, they keep stealing it. Like every night there's like footprints over there and they try to drag that off into the woods. So, and then they've been digging holes a lot in the chicken yard for some reason. Yeah, lots of coons. So ain't no way I was gonna let her sit outside to nest on some eggs. I brought her and the eggs in and put them underneath this milk stand here, figuring that would be fairly safe from the goats stepping on them or anything, and she'd be protected from the other birds, but she wasn't really having it. But since then, all the other chickens have decided to come in here and start laying their eggs under there. So I guess that's good, because even though they're not in the chicken coop, they're not getting eaten when they're in here. So I guess that's a bonus perk. Hi, girls. Getting the nummies? This is the life, huh? Speaking of Charlotte trying to nest in the tall grass, found her stash. Yep. She's gonna start trying to sit here next. Aren't ya? Mm-hmm. Ornery duck. Honestly, problem is, even if she did start sitting on these, they probably aren't fertile, because she hangs out in this goat pen all day to avoid the drakes. So yeah, probably wouldn't do any good anyway.